You've got negative Google reviews. Walk me through the mental side of it.
You're bitter, you're angry, you're like, that's not even how it went, and it probably didn't go that way. But it doesn't matter. I have now gotten to the point to where I realize that this is actually an opportunity, and we flip it. Just knowing that every business that you go to, they have bad reviews, and you still go to Starbucks.
Welcome back to another episode of My Dental Playbook. I'm your co-host, Gary Bird. Along with my friend, Dr. Blake Hamblin, we're going to be diving deep into his office and how he's doubled his collections in just under 12 months. We're also going to be talking about his journey to a $10 million practice and what he needs to do to get there. You're going to see behind the curtain, and Dr. Blake is amazing at sharing the hard details that you need to know so you can do the same too. If you want to grow, this is the show for you. Stay tuned. All right, we are back with another episode today, and I'm with one arm, so bear with me. It shouldn't affect the show, but we'll see. We're going to be talking about how to deal with negative Google reviews. One of the things that I think that just wears on all business owners is when somebody critically attacks you online, and especially when it's unjust, when you did everything you can to try to help somebody, and then they go online and they just rip you to shreds. And sometimes you feel like they're lying. They're not even telling the truth. And you feel like it's going to hurt your business. You feel like you're going to lose your business. You feel like people aren't going to be able to, you're not going to be able to market anymore. All these kind of things. I've seen all the horror stories. And today we're going to walk you through how to actually deal with this. And I've seen Dr. Blake deal with this firsthand, and he's gotten really, really good at it. So we're going to dive deep into that. Now, before we give you the recipe on this, and we give you a free resource on the scripting to actually deal with this, I want you to go check out our sponsor. If you've been listening to us and you haven't gone and checked them out, we're not just telling you this because they're our sponsor. They're actually somebody that almost all of my clients use. Dr. Blake's used them for years. They are amazing. They're cherry patient financing. They do such a good job. If you use them and use them properly, you will do more treatment in your practice. I promise you. So go and check them out. And let's jump into this, Dr. Blake. So dealing with negative Google reviews. You've got negative Google reviews. You've texted me on the weekend. We've talked through them before of like how to deal with them. Let's first talk through the mental part of it. It is the first time. I want you to think back to like the first time you got a bad Google review. I remember the first time somebody left me a bad Google review. It really messed with me. I didn't know how to deal with it. I had no framework for it. I never thought anybody would ever think that badly of me. Walk me through the mental side of it.
So the first thing you have to do is back away from the ledge and remember that this too will pass. It's really important to, I typically like to wait at least a day to respond, just because if I do it in the moment, then I'm going to show up every way that's not good for me or my business. And so I just found time kind of cures that a little bit for me. So I usually give about a day to respond. I've now kind of built something within ChatGPT that I can plug the review in, and it knows how I want to respond, which is really helpful. It knows like, hey,
we'll dive into that at the end. And then also we'll give you that resource down below. So I don't want you to give that away yet. Cause I think here's the thing, Dr. Blake, I think if we give that without the emotional part, it's not going to help people. So
yeah. So we'll go back to the emotions. So the emotions is you're bitter, you're angry. You're like, that's not even how it went, and it probably didn't go that way. But it doesn't matter. I have now gotten to the point to where I realize that this is actually an opportunity, and we flip it, and we'll talk more about that. But just knowing that every business that you go to, they have bad reviews, and you still go to Starbucks, and you still go to all the places that you frequent, Lululemon, like you go to all these places, and they all have bad reviews. And so it's not going to kill your business. Now, if that's all you get, of course it will. But that should also alert you that maybe there's an operational problem or a culture problem or anything like that. So I think the big thing is just remembering this isn't going to end your business. If you respond well, it can actually be a really useful thing. And for years, honestly, we had a perfect 5-star review rating, and I wanted some bad reviews so that we could be more at like that 4.9, because I personally don't believe true 5-star reviews.
There's actually studies on this that people trust the lower rating. If you have two offices, they both have 1,000 reviews. One has 5-star across, the other one has 4.8. The 4.8 is more realistic. People will trust that one more.
There you go. I believe it. So yeah, for years I was like, man, we kind of need some bad reviews. And now with like some of the marketing that we're getting, we get patients that come in, they're just confused. And that's the other thing is you realize that all of this stuff is they're just confused on either how much things cost, on what the sequence was supposed to be, all of those things. And sometimes even if you do your best to explain all that stuff, they're still going to be upset, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. So I had a mentor when I first got started in business, and I was working on this with him, and he explained this to me. He said, Gary, you could go to Central Park on the hottest day of the year and say, hey, I'm giving away free strawberry ice cream. And you're just giving away ice cream out of the goodness of your heart, just giving it away. And it's only a matter of time until someone leaves you a bad review that you didn't have vanilla. And that really helped me, that you're always going to have complainers. It's a certain percentage of the population, and you just have to deal with it. It's just part of business. And the more you grow, the more you're going to deal with it. As you started to really hyper grow, you got inundated because you were just dealing with more volumes of people. Like 20 new people a month is way more manageable than 200 new people a month. So that really helped me with the mental part of it, is that you're just going to have complainers. Not everybody's going to like what you do, and that you're not for everybody. Your office isn't for everybody. If a Medicaid patient comes in and they just want the free stuff, it's not going to be for them. If somebody else comes in and they want ortho, you don't do ortho. You know what I mean? We don't do metal braces. I'm sorry. They leave you a bad review. It's actually okay, because the people are going to go read that and go, oh, they don't do metal braces. Great. You're not going to get those anymore. So I think that's the first part from the mental, and you did a really good job with that. Now let's talk about the response, because before we give the framework, and again, if you want the resources down below, if you just want to skip, over this part, that's fine. You can get the free resource, but it's an opportunity. And the reason, and I'll explain the psychology or the marketing behind it. So on Amazon, we've all ordered off of Amazon before. Every product has like a bazillion reviews, and they're mainly all good. So what do we all do? We don't go through and read every good review. We skip to the bad reviews. If someone has 5,000 reviews, you can't read 5,000 reviews. So you just go skip and read the really bad ones. I was actually just looking at a resort, and I wanted to know the nitty gritty about the resort, and they had a ton of reviews. So I just went to all the negative ones. And then what I do is I read and everybody does this. We read the negative reviews and we see if it's a big deal. So going back to Amazon, if I go on there and I go, I want a vacuum, and I go on there and I go, this is a great looking vacuum. I go and read the negative reviews, and all the negative reviews are, they sent me the wrong color. Everybody says that. Every one of them is, I sent you the wrong color. And I don't care about the color. Then it's like, oh, great. Then this is a good vacuum. If every negative review is, they sent it and it was missing parts, and I tried to send it back and they wouldn't take it back and it wouldn't work, that's a huge problem.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? That's a huge problem. And so now I've just been able to decide based on the negative reviews, and people do the same thing in dentistry. They're going to go read your negative reviews, and then they're going to see how you respond. So these are actually, your worst review can become your best review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the way that we respond to these matters a ton, as you mentioned, because people are going and they're looking at this, and they're reviewing our business before they even step into our business, right? So these are patients or clients that even more so need to be managed correctly. And so when we get the bad review, again, I wait about a day to respond, and then I go through it and I take each point that they make in their deal. And we have the $49 special. So as you would expect, we get people that come in and they're upset that they didn't get their $49 cleaning or this, that, and the other. And I'll share what we've done poorly, how we've improved it, and now what we do. So in the past, when we first started doing that, we would still charge the patient the $49 and be like, well, you got your free exam and your free x-rays, and that's okay. But then we started getting more and more reviews, and I just found it challenging to be able to respond to them in a way that was kind and caring. And so what we just did was we also offer free consults. And so I just said, hey, you know what? If they didn't get their teeth clean, it's now just a free consult. So now quite literally, when I respond to these reviews that they're like, I didn't get my $49 and they're running a scam and this, that, and the other, in the review, I literally say, and again, you have to be careful with HIPAA and this, that, and the other, but I just say, if this was the case, I encourage you to review your bill that you paid, and you will likely find that you didn't pay anything.
Yeah, our office policy is that you didn't pay. We don't charge people for this situation.
That's right. And so in the review, it basically says like, we gave away free stuff, and who doesn't want to come get some free stuff? Right. And we did it in a really kind way where we explained that, you know, our, the level of care that we're delivering, we have to make sure that we're serving people in the way that is just and right, and this, that, and the other. And it just, we get to put on display our standards. And when people can see our standards, to me, that matters a lot.
Yeah. And what I like most about what you did there, Dr. Blake, is that you made a decision a while ago. This is how we're going to market. This is how we're going to drive people in. This is going to help us grow. And it's a net positive for my business. However, there are edge cases. And when I say edge cases, there's going to be 5% of people or less that come in and are going to cause massive problems in your business. What a lot of dentists do is they change everything in their business for those 5%. The problem is when you make systems for edge cases, it ruins it for everybody else. And so it's like, again, using the strawberry ice cream analogy, if I'm giving away strawberry ice cream and then somebody comes up and goes, I want to speak to the manager. Why don't you have vanilla? And then I go, fine, I'm not giving away strawberry ice cream to anybody anymore. I give up on the mission because one person came in and complained about vanilla. What would be better is you figure out a system to deal with those people. And I have to deal with this in my business. We have dentists that will sneak into our company, and we have ways we try to filter them out. But every once in a while they sneak in, and then like they start cussing people out, like literally like their team. They'll do it to their team in front of us, or they'll do it to our team. And then we're just like, dude, you can't do that. Like, you either need to promise you're not going to do that, or we have to fire you. And we don't want to fire you, but you can't treat people that way. Like, you just can't. And so, but I don't change I don't say, well, we're not doing free marketing consultations for anybody anymore. We're going to charge everybody $1,000 to weed those people out. That would really hurt my business. So you don't make rules for edge cases. You create filters for them, and you've done a really good job of that.
Well, don't be surprised that the problem comes. Like we are all smart individuals. Like we know, I know that when we're running a $49 new patient special, that people are going to come in and they're not going to qualify for it. So I'm not surprised when they're upset about not getting it. Now, how do we still sweeten the deal for them if they're not getting what they expected? Well, we give you a free consult and you can be on your way and you can go get your free cleaning somehow without insurance somewhere else. Like, it's not going to happen. There's not a better deal in town. And so I'm just prepared for the problem before it becomes a problem. I'm not surprised by it. And so often we're like, wait, they're upset about that? And it's like, yeah, they're upset that you're out of network and you don't take their insurance. Like, we already know that's a problem.
They're upset that you're not open on Saturday and you can't put their crown back on that you told them not to eat Laffy Taffy with, but they ate Laffy Taffy with it. Like, no matter what you do, someone's going to be upset is the point. So you have to just understand that. I think that does help your mental too. When you go, yeah, people are going to be mad at me for something if I run a business. That's just the way it goes. So, okay. So the other thing that I think that really helps here is burying the reviews. So I have go look me up, SMC National or Gary Bird. Go read. We have like 4 or 5 bad reviews. We do something in dental marketing world, Google reviews that are not as big of a deal. So I don't have like thousands and thousands of reviews. We have like 50, 60 reviews. And what we do is we just bury them. So I go, if we get a bad review, I'm just tell the team like, hey, ask 10 of our clients to leave a good review, and we bury that one. And I know if I get 10 to 1, then I'm good. 10 to 1 ratio. And so I think burying Google reviews is really important. Then you keep that pedal on it. Walk through what you've done just to like accelerate your Google reviews, just to like get a bunch of good ones on top of the bad ones.
It's just the drum that we continue to beat. It's one of the most important things I believe in our business. It is the Amazon culture. You go, like you already said, you go to Amazon and you look for the one. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I'm looking for like a storage closet to put in our storage area in the office. And there's one that has 13,000 reviews and there's one that has 5,000. And guess which one I'm probably going to buy? The 13,000. And so I believe that no matter how many reviews you have, if you just have more, it's going to be better. And more times than not, like I'm willing to bet on ourselves that our experience is going to be good more times than not. Now, I will tell you, there are times that I'd be like, yeah, I'd leave a bad review too, because that was a little toilet experience that we gave them, and we use it as a coaching experience. But most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, the experience that we get is going to be top notch. And I believe in that. And if it's not, then I'm going to coach the people, or I'm going to get the right people on the bus that can give that experience. And so I'm just like, ask every person, if they say they had a great experience, ask them, hey, do you mind leaving a review? Follow up with the automated text, follow up with post-op phone calls, follow up with all these things that you can even automate. And it's just a different experience than what people get. And if you can just get other people to tell your story, then you don't have to pay anybody to do marketing ever. Like eventually the snowball in our office is going to be so big that I'm not going to need to spend the money I'm spending on marketing, because I've got enough people telling our story. Right now, I need your help telling our story.
Exactly. Yep. And just so everybody understands, I'm going to read a bad review somebody just left in your response to it, because it was really good. And then I want to share with you, you have 1,300 Google reviews. You had 14 in the last week. So that means if you do that for a month, you're going to have, what is that, 60? So if you're getting 60 a month, that means you're going to add in 600, 700, 800 a year. So that means you're going to be at 2,000 Google reviews in the next 12 months. If you just keep that pace going, obviously it can go faster or slower. So someone left a negative review, and they're basically, they're just like, you guys were cold, you guys are cliquish, unwelcoming, which is hilarious. You guys are like literally not that. I mean, I've podcasted with your team, all those kind of things. I know you guys aren't that. Instead of professionalism, the lady at the front entrance desk came across as arrogant and dismissive, with an obvious better than you attitude from several staff members. Customer service and basic courtesy seems to be lacking here. Rather than making the patient feel comfortable, the environment is very judgmental and unnecessarily stuck up. There's a major difference between being polished and being pretentious. Unfortunately, this leans heavily towards the latter. Now, maybe this person really felt that way. The other people, I've read your reviews, they don't feel that way. Here was your response. And this, you signed it as Dr. Hamblin. Unfortunately, we are able to look deeper into the experience as your name is not attached to your Google account. So smart, like very well done. If you would like to discuss your experience in detail, I'd welcome the discussion, as your description of our people and practice is not the normal experience people report to have at our office. Please give our office a call. We wish you the best in your search for a dentist, Dr. Hamblin. Perfect. You casted doubt on it. You said, this doesn't align with what we normally do. Hey, but reach out to us. We're happy to talk through it if you want. That's exactly how you handle that. Now, one other tip that I want to give people is it's important to remember when people leave bad reviews, the most recent reviews don't actually pop up at the top. So just because if someone goes on and says, this place is horrible, they don't clean any of their instruments, you're going to catch a disease. Let's say that's the review somebody leaves. You're going to freak out, right? Like you're going to freak out that they said that. Don't worry. That's not going to be the first review that pops up. On Google, the reviews, how the algorithm works is it's done by the most relevant. You say, okay, well, what does that mean? Most relevant is what review has been liked the most. So like for you, you have a review that was left 4 months ago and 6 people hearted it and they left a picture of you sedating a little girl. And so this was like people, it says, wow, wow, wow. From the booking of the appointment to the walking in afterwards, everyone was friendly, knowledgeable, and thorough. I love that all the equipment and techniques are all new, state of the art, and most current technology available. I'm also incredibly grateful for the time and the patience they took to make my 3 kiddos feel welcome and at ease throughout their visit as well. I cannot recommend this practice enough. If you're looking for a dental practice, look no further. Hamblin Dental is the best there is. And then they put a picture and then 6 people hearted it. The reason that's popping up first is because there's a picture and the 6 hearts. And so if you want your other picture or your other reviews to pop up, all you have to do is just go in and heart them yourself. And you can get you and your team to do it. And those will pop up first. And you can get your 10 or 20 best reviews to pop up first. Now, if a negative review is popping up first, it means that more than likely somebody went in and they liked it and other people agreed with it. So that's probably something you need to work on.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we've actually done that. I remember you posted something a while back, or maybe it was a conversation we had, but we went through and our team went through and hearted and liked the reviews. I sent them screenshots of the ones to go like, and that's what they did. It's worked great. And the other thing is too, is if you, I know this isn't necessarily a positive Google review episode, but for the reviews, if you can ask specifically when they leave a review, if they did Invisalign or they did veneers, to say that in the review. So that when other people looking for Invisalign or veneers come to the site, they'll see that in the review and it'll populate for them. And that's key. I know that that's a big push for us as of the past year and a half or so, just asking, hey, you did Invisalign. If you leave a review, do you mind just mentioning the word Invisalign? That would be really helpful.
Yeah, and that helps the search engines actually rank you, and Google will begin to aggressively rank you. So this was a really, really good episode. Great job, Dr. Blake, on this one. Anything that we missed?
I'm sure we did, but I think the biggest thing is just, even as you were rereading that review, I was like getting furious. Just remember that it's all going to be okay. And it's an opportunity. You get to share your standards with the world when you have a negative review. And so just use it as an opportunity. If there's some level of truth to the review, then go and manage it with your team and talk about it, and don't shy away from it, lean into it. Versus running away from it. That's the biggest thing that I've learned over time and grown in as I've dealt with these poor reviews.
Yep, agreed. Great stuff, Dr. Blake. You have a good one.
Thanks, man.